Co-op psychological horror games have made a resurgence in the past few years, with the releases of Phasmophobia, Devour, and GTFO. Today, there's a new breed that's trying to make its mark on the scene. Ghostwatchers is a 4-player horror game where you and your team assemble as ghost hunters and enter haunted locations to search for paranormal activity and gather as much evidence to identify the ghost who's haunting the area. You must use your paranormal knowledge and hunting tools to either weaken the ghost or inevitably capture it. Let's bust some ghosts and catch them all. Ghostwatchers at first glance seems like a Phasmophobia clone, with the familiar ghost hunting gameplay loop and evidence gathering, although it has some distinct features which set it apart from its predecessor. With an abundance of tools and mechanics, the game provides a lot that hasn't been offered in the genre. From its engaging game loop and bountiful objectives, it also brandishes its new features such as ghost dragging and stunning you at certain locations, and as well as having unique hunting tools like plasma projectors and a ghost catching ball. Trying to weaken ghosts and capturing them with a Pokeball-like device somehow fulfills our dreams of becoming a Ghostbuster and a Pokemon master at the same time. Talk about hitting 2 goals with 1 ghost. As paranormal investigators, players have their trusty Mystery Machine automobile and Ghost Encyclopedia to aid them in their activities. You can warm yourself up to the training base that's filled with all the tools you need and a training dummy you can practice with. However, its tutorial level feels like a lot left to be desired. Instead of guiding players through the basic mechanics, you're left with having to do a bunch of reading about the gadget's uses and whatnot. Rather than having an immersive tutorial experience like in Phasmophobia, which immediately sets the tone with its ominous setting while guiding players through the first few minutes of the game. Aside from the training ground, there are 3 other maps that can be investigated. The lack of maps may cause repetitive gameplay, but this is fairly understandable since Ghostwatchers is still on early access and hasn't been around for a while. Aside from the random grab mechanic, seeing books levitating and hearing the constant banging of doors establishes the dark and sinister atmosphere that makes your anxious heart beat faster. The ghost models in the game are distinct, which is tied to the scare factor. You can easily identify them when you manage to capture them on your camera, or in most cases when you're killed. Guess who's not sleeping tonight? It's engaging to attempt to identify the ghost's characteristics with the equipment that you have. There's variation in the other ghost's personalities, which ranges from their age, behaviors, and types. While Ghostwatchers has fun and compelling gameplay, the constant jump scares tend to wear off as you get used to playing the game. Also, the sound design tries itself hard every once in a while. In some cases, instead of working its way to make the players uncomfortable with its eerie atmosphere and ghost interactions, it resorts to its tacky way of using sound bites to creep up players. The public lobbies aren't filled with crowds in this game, which sometimes leaves you high and dry on your solo missions. But it would be a fun game to play with your friends and have a chaotic ghost hunting experience as you capture them all. Ghostwatchers has the potential to shake things up in the co-op horror genre with its features. The game has a chaotic style of incorporating paranormal investigation alongside its in-depth ghost collection. Since this is a fairly new game, it's unclear how the developers will try to make the game much more immersive and engaging to entice new players. However, we recommend this to gamers who want to have a fun and challenging experience with their friends. Thanks for watching! What are your thoughts on Ghostwatchers? Are there other horror games you want us to cover? Let us know in the comment section below. Till then, this is Game8 Information Station, and we'll see you in the next one.